read table 2 and answer the questions 36 to 38. There are 3 questions to be answered. Now here first column shows percentage change in price, percentage change in quantity demanded or supplied, and elasticity. How do we get elasticity? Elasticity is percentage change of demand upon percentage change of price. So second column upon first column is equal to third column. Refer to table 2 and find value of x. Value of x, what is the percentage change in demand? 1%. What is the percentage change in price? 20%. So 1 divided by 20 is 0.05 and it will be negative 0.05 because demand and price moves in opposite direction. Demand and price moves in opposite direction. So therefore you have minus 1 upon 20, that is 0.05. So answer is first x value is option B. Refer to table 2 and find the value of y. Y upon 15 is equal to 3. Y upon 15 is equal to 3. So y has to be 45. Here it can be plus 45 or minus 45. Obviously, demand and price will change in opposite direction. So they will not give you both the answers. They will give you either plus 45 or minus 45. So the answer is of 37 is C. 45 upon 15 will give you 3. 45 upon 15 will give you 3. The answer is option C. Refer to table 2 and find the value of Z. Now this is numerator, this is denominator. So this is 1. Now 14 divided by Z is 1. So Z has to be 14. Z has to be 14. So Z is 14. Okay. We move on to the next question. An increase in demand can result from. Increase in demand means demand is rising because of non-price factor. An increase in demand can result from decline in market price. When there is a decline in market price, we call it as expansion in demand. What do we call? Expansion and contraction because of price. Increase in income, yes. Increase in income will lead to increase in demand. Let us check other options also. Increase in the price of substitutes. Increase in the price of substitutes. Sorry, reduction in the price of substitutes here. Reduction in the price of substitutes will not lead to increase in your demand. If the substitutes price are falling, demand for substitutes will increase and demand for our products will decrease. So this cannot be the answer. This is ruled out. D, an increase in price of complement. If there is an increase in price of complement, the demand for complements will fall. If there is an increase in the price of complement goods are those goods which are purchased together. An increase in price of complements will lead to fall in demand of complements and will also lead to fall in demand of our products. So obviously all other options are ruled out. The answer is option B. A necessity is defined as a good. Necessity is defined as a good. Has positive income elasticity of demand, has negative income elasticity of demand. An income elasticity is between 0 and 1. See here, in case of necessity, the demand is relatively inelastic. Now when the demand is between 0 and 1, if it is more, it is 1, it is unitary elastic. If it is more than 1, it is relatively elastic. If it is between 0 and 1, it is relatively inelastic. So you cannot say positive income is demand, positive income elasticity of demand. There are so many things, almost all the goods, whether necessity or luxuries, they have positive income elasticity. खाली necessities के लिए नहीं होता है ना? तो here this is the most appropriate answer. Which one? Income elasticity is between 0 and 1. Which of the following is incorrect? Which of the following is incorrect? The cross elasticity of demand for two substitutes is positive. This is true. Say X and Y are substitutes. If if price of X rises, demand of X will fall. When demand of X will fall, the demand for Y will rise because they are substitutes. So there is a positive relation between demand of a product and its price of substitutes, which is called cross elasticity. Cross elasticity is positive. Okay. I will explain you in more detail with this diagram, with this writing work. See here, X and Y are substitutes. Price and demand. Now if you compare demand with this, demand of X and price of X is compared, it is called price elasticity. If you compare demand of X with price of Y, then it is called as cross elasticity. Now if price is going up, this demand will go down, and when this demand will go down, this demand will go up, isn't it? So these two are having which in a positive relation or negative relation? Positive relation. The first one is true. The income elasticity of demand is percentage change in quantity demanded of a good due to change in the price of substitutes. Yes, percentage change in demand of a good due to not divided by percentage change in price of substitute. This is not income elasticity. Income elasticity of demand is percentage change in quantity demanded of a good due to change in the price of the substitute. No, this becomes cross elasticity. They are giving income elasticity. This seems to be incorrect. But let us check this also. Cross elasticity of demand for two complements is negative. Yes, complements की cross elasticity negative होती है और substitutes की positive होती है. इस बात को ध्यान में रखना चाहिए. Price elasticity of demand is always negative except in case of given goods. This is a correct statement. Price elasticity of demand is always negative because when price rises, demand falls. So this is also correct. Okay, this is also first A, C, D is correct. So obviously B1 is a fault. Okay, it should be due to the price change in income. 42nd. If as a result of 20% fall in the ticket fares, the demand for watching movies in cinemas has increased by 10%. Demand is going up by 10% and price has fallen by 20%. So 10 upon 20 will be 0.5. What will be the answer? Is the elasticity 0? It is 0.5. It is greater than 0 but less than 1 because demand is moving slowly. Demand is increasing only by 10%, whereas price has fallen by how much percent? 20%. A bookseller estimates that if she increases the price of books from 60 to 67, the quantity demanded will decrease from 2034 to 1946. The book price elasticity of demand is approximately. Use arc elasticity method. Very good, they have given arc elasticity price and demand. The price has risen from 60 to 67. Okay. And the demand has fallen from 2035 to 1946. Okay. So what is the change in price? Change in price we will record down. 7 is the change in price upon what is the average of these two? 63.5. Okay. Then next one. What is the change in demand? 2035 divided minus 1946. So that 89 is a change. 89 is the change in demand out of average of 2035 plus 1946 divided by 2. How much you get? 1990.5. So 89 divided by 1990.5 into 63.5 divided by 7. You get 0.4 is the answer. You get approximately answer 0.405. So it is 41 or 40 is the answer. Okay, you are using answer A. Cross elasticity of demand is 0.4. Concerned about the poor state of the economy, a car dealer estimates that if the income decreases by 4%, now here they are talking about percent, so we cannot use cross elasticity method, arc elasticity method, sorry. 4% income decrease हुआ, car sales fell from 352 to 335. Consequently, income elasticity is how much? What is the change in income? Income elasticity क्या होता है? Change in income, the change in demand upon change in income. Change in income is 4%, so you can write here 4%. Change in demand is, demand has fallen from decreased 352 to 335. So it is 17 by 352 into 100. It will be 17. See it this way. See 17 divided by 352 into 100. यह हुआ percentage change in demand divided by percentage change in income 4%. So answer will be 1.2. Now there are two answers given. 1.2 दो बार दिया है, 1.2 माइनस भी दिया है, प्लस भी दिया है. Now income is decreasing and sales are also falling, so they are moving in the same direction, so it has to be 1.2 positively. D is the option. Okay, if the quantity of blankets demanded increases from 4600 to 5700 in response to decrease in price from 220 to 190, the price elasticity of demand for blankets will be how much? Again, price demand Price has fallen from 220 to 190. Okay, and here it will be 4600 to 5700. Okay, so what is the change in price? 30. And what is the midpoint of this two? 205. Okay, this is change in price. Demand has changed from by 1100, and the midpoint is here 5150 is the midpoint. If you add this two, so you have 1100. What do you have? You have 1100 divided by 5150, that is midpoint of both the demands, into 205 divided by 30. So answer is 1.45. Yes, it is 1.46 is option given. Option is 1.46. This option is a correct option. Okay. The cross elasticity of demand for gel pen when the price of refills, refill का भाव कितना increase हुआ? 20%. So demand for refills will go down and demand for gel pens will rise. The demand for gel pen falls by how much? Oh, in cross demand for gel pen when price of refills is increasing, refill का भाव बढ़ गया और जेल पेन का भाव जेल पेन का प्राइस डिमांड ऑफ जेल पेन फॉल्स बाय 30%. So 30% upon 20% कितना होगा? 1.5. And they are moving in opposite direction. Now we don't know whether they are from the name it appears that they are substitutes or complementary. Okay, we assume that they are complementary here. Anyway, that is not the question here. 30% divided by 20%, and the direction see this is increasing and this demand is falling. So answer has to be minus 1.5 is the correct answer. Okay. The cross elasticity of demand for ink pen when price of gel pen increases by 20% and demand for ink pen increases by 50%. So 50% upon 25%, that is 2. The question is plus 2 or minus 2. It is obviously ये increase हो रहा है और ये भी increase हो रहा है, तो it has to be what? Plus 2. Okay, are you follow this? If in the elasticity of demand for a commodity is perfectly inelastic. Now perfectly inelastic means whatever may be the price, the demand will remain same. Then which of the following is incorrect? We have to find the incorrect statement. A commodity must be essential to those who purchase it. Yes, it is. Demand is inelastic. कितना भी भाव कर लो वो लोग उतना ही खरीदेंगे, तो उनकी मजबूरी होगी. It is essential commodity. Yes. The commodity has many substitutes. This seems to be false. Demand is. This seems to be false or not. The commodity must have substitutes. अगर substitutes होते थे तो लोग जाके वो चीज खरीदते थे कि नहीं? The commodity must will be purchased regardless of increase in price. This is true because the demand is perfectly inelastic. The elasticity of demand of the commodity must be equal to 0. Yes, there is no change in demand. It is equal to 0. So this is a incorrect statement. Option B is the answer. I think in answer it is given as D. Please make it B is incorrect. Definitely B is incorrect. Okay. then if a good has a price elasticity greater than 1, means it is relatively elastic, demand is unit elastic, and change in price does not affect seller's revenue. Demand is what? Unit elastic. Greater than 1 है तो unit elastic कैसे होगा? Okay, greater than 1 है तो unit elastic नहीं हो सकता. Demand is elastic and change in prices cause seller's revenue to change in opposite direction. Yes, price will rise, demand will fall, but there will be a huge fall in demand. So क्या होगा? Total revenue भी fall हो जाएगी. Elastic demand है ना? AC, this is what, by which method they are using this statement? They are using this statement by total outlay method. टोटल आउटले मेथड में क्या होता है आज बात नहीं की, ये पहले भी मैं समझा चुका हूं, फिर एक बार समझाऊंगा. सी इन टोटल आउटले मेथड प्राइस, डिमांड एंड टोटल रेवेन्यू. प्राइस राइजेस, डिमांड फॉल्स, टोटल रेवेन्यू राइजेस. सो टोटल रेवेन्यू मतलब डिमांड फॉल हुआ लेकिन फिर भी टोटल पैसा बढ़ गया, तो डिमांड में बहुत फॉल नहीं होगा, तो इट इज रिलेटिवली इन इलास्टिक. टोटल रेवेन्यू प्राइस को फॉलो करते हुए इन इलास्टिक होती है. प्राइस राइजेस, डिमांड फॉल्स एंड टोटल रेवेन्यू ऑल्सो फॉल्स. तो डिमांड इज रिलेटिवली इलास्टिक, fall rises, fall rises, and these two also rises, so they are going in demand to again what? Relatively elastic. Demand बहुत बढ़ गया होगा. Fall rises and fall. प्राइस कम किया, डिमांड बढ़ा लेकिन बहुत नहीं बढ़ा, तो प्राइस कम हुआ, तो रिलेटिवली inelastic. It means price and demand always go in opposite direction. If total revenue follows demand, it is elastic. If it is following price, it is inelastic. यहाँ पे क्या? Demand is elastic. A change in the price, elastic होगा तो वो demand को follow करेगा. Causes seller's revenue to change in opposite direction. Yes. प्राइस चेंज होगा तो ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन डिमांड भी जाएगा और टोटल रेवेन्यू भी ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में जाएंगे. तो दिस इज व्हाट अ करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट. नो, व्हेन डिमांड इज इलास्टिक ग्रेटर देन 1 इलास्टिक ही होता है ना. डिमांड इज इनइलास्टिक एंड चेंज इन प्राइस, व्हेन दे से यू से प्राइस इलास्टिसिटी इज ग्रेटर देन 1, द डिमांड हैज टू बी इलास्टिक. नन ऑफ द अबव इज करेक्ट. दिस इज आल्सो रॉन्ग. Statement B is correct one. If the consumer is always spends 15% of his income on food, income elasticity of demand is 1. Now don't write 1.5 here. What is the question here? He is spending 15% of his income on food. Suppose his income and expenditure on food. Income is 100, so he spends 15. Income is 200, he spends 30. Income is 300, he spends 45. हमेशा 15% करता है. Now what is the change in demand? What is the change in price? Change in demand for demand ये होगा ना effective. See here. Expenditure on food is always 15. So here, how much is the rice? Rice is 100% in income, and here also 100%. Here 50% rise in income, 200 is 300. Here also 50% rise. So 50 upon 50 is equal to 100 upon 100. So obviously the elasticity will be 1 and not 1.5 or 0.5. Okay, तो हम लोग रेशियो प्रोपोर्शन कैलकुलेट नहीं कर रहे हैं, इलास्टिसिटी कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं. Suppose the price, see what is the story here? Consumer spends 15% of his income on food. तो 100 रुपया कमाते तो 15 खर्चा करेगा, 200 कमाएगा तो 30 खर्चा करेगा, 300 कमाएगा तो 45 खर्चा करेगा. So the percentage change in income and percentage change in demand is always same. Suppose the price of 300 per month, there were 30,000 subscribers of television, cable television in a small town. If the small town cable television raises the price to 400, the number of subscribers will fall to 20,000. Using midpoint method, arc elasticity, for calculating elasticity, what is the price elasticity of demand for cable TV in small town? Now see here, what is the price? 200, 300 से 400 हो गया. Price and demand 300, 400. What was the demand first? 30,000 and now 20,000. So here it is change in price is 100 divided by 350 midpoint. Here change in demand is 10,000, of course negative, upon what? Upon 25,000. So what will be the answer if you take calculator? Say, देखिए कैलकुलेटर पे क्या आता है आंसर. See, it is 10,000 divided by 25,000 into 350 divided by 100. So it is obviously 1.4. It has to be negative 1.4, but if negative 1.4 is not available, then positive 1.4. If positive negative both are available, we will choose minus 1.4. 52. If an increase in consumers' income leads to decrease in demand for camping equipment, the camping, if increase in income से डिमांड कम हो गया, उल्टा इनकम बढ़े तो इनकम डिमांड कम हो गया, so it must be obviously what? Inferior good. It must be an inferior good. For dash goods, increase in income leads to increase in demand. That is for normal goods. Normal goods में क्या होता है? Increase in income से demand में increase होती है. What is the price elasticity of demand? When the price changes from 10 to 12 and correspondingly demand changes from 6 to 4. 6 to 4, 10 to 12. Price changes from what? Price and demand. Price changes from 10 to 12 and demand changes from 6 to 4. Now what will happen? Change in demand is 2 by 5. This is the midpoint and this is 2 by 11. Midpoint, okay? So it will be 2 by 5. Two divided by 5 into 11 divided by 2. Answer is 2.2. Is it given? Yes. Option C available. Okay. What is the quantity demanded when the price elasticity is 1 and price changes from 15 to 10 and original quantity demanded is this is obviously a mathematics sum. This we will do at the end, okay? We'll do it definitely, don't worry. sorry, this 56 we will do later on because elasticity given. Here quantity demanded, price elasticity is 1 and price changes from 15 to 20. Yeah, these two both sums we'll do later on. Okay, here elasticity is given. These are all math sums. In case of straight line demand curve meeting two axes, the price elasticity of demand at y-axis. Now this is talking about which method? They are talking about point elasticity method. What they are talking here? Straight line demand curve meeting the price elasticity of demand at y-axis of the line would be equal to. Now see here. Here, this is a demand curve. We are extending the demand curve to axis, y-axis and x-axis. Now, the price elasticity is, this is suppose P, this is A, this is B. It is lower part upon upper part, that is PA upon PB. Now, if we are on y-axis, then the lower part is full. PA तो full है और upper part is 0. So the 0 हो जाएगा तो infinity आंसर आएगा ना, upon 0 करेंगे तो. Is the infinity option available? Yes. On y-axis it will be infinity, on x-axis it will be 0. Calculate the income elasticity for household when income of household rises by 10% and demand for rice rises by 5%. So it will be 5%. It is already bold. 5% divided by 10%. That is plus 0.5. It cannot be minus 0.5 because income is rising and demand is also rising. 59. In case of given goods, demand curve will be, now given goods will be demanded more at a higher price, so it will be like a supply curve. So it will be downward sloping from, sloping to the right, no, it is upward sloping. It is upward sloping. This is the same. 60th one is repeat again. Yeah, sorry. Calculate the income elasticity of a household when income of household rises by 10% and demand rises by 20%. So it is 20% upon 10%. So it is obviously plus 2. Okay. Horizontal demand curve parallel to x-axis implies elasticity of demand is 0. We are talking about this kind of curve. Horizontal demand curve parallel to x-axis. Okay. So there is a change in demand without change in the price. At same price, demand changes. Okay. So demand changes and price change. Percentage change in demand is there and percentage change in price is 0. So you have infinite answers. Okay. (62) Calculate income elasticity of demand. This is 163 is also done. 1 minute. Yes. Calculate income elasticity for household when income of household rises by 5% and demand for bajra falls by 2%. So fall ho gaya bajra demand 2% by 5% is 0.4. Obviously it will be negative 0.4 because income is rising and demand for bajra is falling. It is considered to be a given good. बाजरा जैसे लोगों के पास पैसे आने लगते हैं तो बाजरा खाना बंद कर देते हैं और अच्छी चीजें खाने लगते हैं. ओके. Suppose income of a consumer increases by 50% and demand for commodity X increases by 20%. So income of the consumer increases by how much? 50% and demand for the commodity increases by 20%. So income बढ़ गया 50. So 20 divided by 50 will be 0.4. That is 0.4. Okay, 0.04 no, 0.4, that is 0.4. B is the answer. 65th, when the quantity demanded changes by larger percentage, then does the price. Quantity demand changes by larger percentage than price. Income elasticity is termed as, price demand is changing faster, so it is termed as elastic. I think we missed out 64. In case of inferior goods, income elasticity is negative. Higher income, lower will be the demand. है ना, एक सपोज एक खराब होटल है, बहुत लोग उसको ही अफोर्ड कर सकते हैं, गरीब आदमी है वो खराब होटल में जा रहा है, मतलब एकदम बेकार होटल है, तो जैसे ही उसकी इनकम बढ़ेगी तो क्या करेगा वो उस होटल में नहीं जाएगा, वो है ना, अब वो नहीं आता क्योंकि अमीर हो गया, बड़ी होटल में जाता है, तो गिवन गुड्स छोड़ देगा. Calculate income elasticity of household. When income of a household rises by how much? 5%, and demand for buttons do not change at all. बटन का डिमांड चेंज ही नहीं हुआ, हाउस होल्ड की इनकम बढ़ गई और बटन तो उतने ही खरीदेंगे ना, तो देयर इज नो चेंज इन डिमांड फॉर बटन, सो इनकम इलास्टिसिटी इज 0. गुड एग्जांपल नो, इनकम और बटन, वाह, बटन थोड़ी ज्यादा खरीदेंगे, ज्यादा इनकम हो जाएगी तो, है ना. If the goods are perfect substitute of each other, then cross elasticity will be infinite. है ना, एक का भाव कम होगा तो दूसरे के डिमांड की वाट लग जाएगी, पूरा जीरो हो जाएगा. ओके, ट्रमेंडस चेंज इन डिमांड. इफ द प्रपोर्शन ऑफ इनकम्स परफेक्ट सब्स्टिट्यूट्स है तो एक में थोड़ा भी चेंज आया, अगर हमारा परफेक्ट सब्स्टिट्यूट्स ने भाव बहुत बड़ा ज्यादा बढ़ा लिए तो हमारा डिमांड बहुत बढ़ जाएगा, और अगर उसने कम कर दिया तो हमारा डिमांड एकदम जीरो हो जाएगा. ओके, so there will be huge change in what demand for the our product. Okay, so infinite है. If proportion of income spent on goods decreases as the income rises, the income elasticity of demand is less than 1. It will be less than 1. Now how I will explain this. ऐसे होगा. Proportion of income spent on goods decreases. Say a person has an income and demand, that is amount spent. अमाउंट स्पेंड होगा ना उतने, सपोज से 100 इनकम है तो वो उस चीज पे उतना जितना अमाउंट स्पेंड होगा और डिमांड होगा क्योंकि प्राइस के हिसाब से होगा. इफ 100 रुपीज इनकम है तो वो 25 रुपीज खर्चा करता है. 200 है तो दिस इज 25%. 200 है, ही स्पेंडिंग 40 रुपीज. सी यार, ज्यादा खर्चा कर रहा है उस चीज पे, ज्यादा खरीद रहा है चीज पे, लेकिन परसेंटेज वाइज 20% हो गया. 40 200 में से 40 कर रहा है, 100 में से 25 कर रहा था, तो 200 में से 50 करना चाहिए सेम प्रोपोर्शन के लिए, पर 40 कर रहा है. तो व्हाट इज राइजिंग फास्टर, ये बढ़ रहा है, ये भी बढ़ रहा है, लेकिन फास्ट कौन बढ़ रहा है, ये फास्ट है और ये स्लो है. तो क्या होगा, डिमांड इज राइजिंग स्लोली एंड इनकम इज राइजिंग फास्ट, सो डिनोमिनेटर इज मोर स्ट्रॉन्गर, सो इट हैज टू बी व्हाट, लेस देन 1. व्हाट, लेस देन 1. Okay, 71. Effective demand means desire backed up by willingness and ability. Desire होना चाहिए, means to purchase ताकत होनी चाहिए और इच्छा होनी चाहिए, willingness to purchase, use the means for that purchase. So effective demand consists of all the three above things. Okay. Quantity demanded is a flow concept. How much quantity will flow from market to consumers? Okay. Inferior goods have negative income elasticity. मैंने बताया, इनकम बढ़ेगी, डिमांड कम हो जाएगा inferior goods का. लोग बोलेंगे नहीं चाहिए, ऐसी फालतू चीज हम नहीं लेते हैं. पहले उसी की चीज के ऊपर जाते देखो कि पैसे नहीं चाहिए. If two goods are substitutes like tea and coffee, then their cross elasticity will be positive. Okay, two goods are, they will have पॉजिटिव इनकम इलास्टिसिटी. मैंने बताया था सब्स्टिट्यूट है भाई, क्या है, एक का प्राइस डिमांड x, y का प्राइस एंड डिमांड. तो अगर y का प्राइस बढ़ेगा तो y का डिमांड कम हो जाएगा, y का डिमांड कम हो जाएगा तो x का डिमांड बढ़ जाएगा, क्योंकि x उसका सब्स्टिट्यूट है. लोग सोचेंगे x कितना सस्ता हो गया, अब देखो उसके हिसाब से x का भाव नहीं बढ़ा. Okay, इसका भाव सेम रहना चाहिए. Okay, so what will happen? So these two are having positive relationship or not? Okay, so here the answer is positive. Normal goods have positive income elasticity. If goods are complementary like car and petrol, the cross elasticity will be negative. Okay, if the demand for goods is elastic, if the demand for goods is elastic, an increase in price, now elastic है तो demand, total revenue will go with the demand, an increase in price will lead to fall in demand and will cause total expenditure of the consumer of the good to decrease. Okay, because price will rise, demand will fall, and since demand is elastic, revenue, total expenditure will follow demand, so demand will decreasing, fall होगा तो ये भी fall होगा. Okay,